Welcome back to Dylan and Ross Sanders. I am your host, as always, Dylan Sanders. You find me on Twitter at Dilly Sanders. Joining me today is, as always, Ross Jackson. You can find on Twitter at Ross Jackson Nola. And if you're wondering why we started clapping, I don't know. I just started doing it.
That wasn't us clapping. That was the audience clapping.
Oh, that was us. Yeah, that was the audience walking up. And did you know we had a live audience?
I just found out.
You just found out? I mean, I know that I always have people, I have people to the left watching me. Like, hey, do you want to come say something? I don't feel like going on camera today.
No.
I don't feel like get on camera today. Okay, yeah, okay. Coach O doesn't feel like getting on camera today.
Can't say I blame him.
Yeah. I just got asked to post a link to let's shout out Toby Wingway because I just got a request for a song.
I don't think we can play a song.
We can't. No, we can't. But I just got requested a link.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna share Deuce the live performance of Eat.
Yes, please do. Dude's incredible, man.
Incredible.
Both of them, him and Fat, they're incredible.
Both of them.
I'm gonna tell everybody the same thing that I told you. If they keep doing what they're doing and nobody gets in the way and screws it up, like a record label or something like that, that they have the capacity to be like Outcast level type influence in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're remarkable, man. And like the energy's infectious. The music is incredible. I told a friend of mine earlier today, we were talking about them and we were like, and I said something like, the music goes hard and hits hard at the same time. Like, it's perfect.
I agree. I agree. Is it perfect?
It's perfect. I don't know why everybody was sitting around here messing around with some dumb old T.I. Obviously not T.I. T.I. is in mad trouble. But same thing, basically. Some dumbass J. Cole album when they could have been rocking.
Hey! Chill.
So much better things it could be listening to. Oh,
listen,
man.
the J. Cole album, I would say this. This is all I'll say on the J. Cole album. It's a solid 7. I had a great time with it. Listen, I'll say it. I loved it. I had a great time with it. No reinventing the wheel.
Well,
just some fun music. Just some fun listen to music. Plus, he dropped a Metal Gear Solid bar, and I will always love him for that.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Listen,
That's
it's
terrible.
a solid 7. It was a great. It's a great listen to album. It's not nothing world changing.
Yeah,
but it was a good album. It was good music.
Yeah, but like nobody should have expected world changing from J. Cole anyway. Everything. So like sounds just par for the course. Honestly,
I will say it is a good point that he's not even top 2 on his record. on his own
right,
label.
Because he had features in this.
No, I'm just in his own label. In his label. Yeah. No, for Dreamville now.
Yeah,
Jid's number 1.
Jid's
no
number
matter.
1. Yeah.
No matter who you ask. But you also got like Boss and Earth Gang. Ari Lennox. Listen, he's got some good talent with him. All right.
Ari Lennox is about to like really mess it up. Like in the good. I would use a different phrase, but I can't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know. Oh.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, Ross. What's your favorite thing from Twitter? Was that your favorite thing from Twitter?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just some Toby. I don't know if I have another favorite thing from Twitter. I've just been listening to a lot of Toby, if we're being honest with each other.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Let's see. What was I gonna say? All right, yeah, I think that's about it right now. I think that's it for now.
I do have a performance of the day though.
Okay, yeah.
It's another local performance of the day. But I am all about the fact that Alex Hoffman, offensive lineman, who signed as an undrafted free agent with the New Orleans Saints, signed as an undrafted free agent right after the draft, and yesterday retired immediately. Now, that sounds like potential condemnation versus the NFL or maybe an NFL team. But the fact of the matter is that he got into med school. And so he retired so he can go to med school. And I think that is super dope.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no, I'm all with it. I'll give my performance of the day to Darnell Mooney. Which you might be thinking, we're in the middle of the season, Ross.
No, we're not.
What could I mean, we're in the middle of off season is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
What could Darnell Mooney have possibly done? But what he did a long time ago was put a great double move on Jalen Ramsey. And ever since then, people have been making fun of Jalen Ramsey. And since Jalen Ramsey today said, "Can't wait till week 1 so all these lame ass Bears fans can STFU about their wide receiver too." And all I gotta say is Darnell Mooney stayed in Jalen Ramsey's head all these months.
Jalen's been waking up in the middle of the night like, oh no, I lost him again.
I cannot wait until week 1. And also, Jalen, if he's their number 2 receiver, he wouldn't have been on you. That's all I gotta say. I mean, you wouldn't have been on him.
True. I gotta tell you, man, I'm so excited for Chicago to have an actual quarterback.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm so excited for Chicago to have an actual quarterback.
Because
Justin Fields. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we've been rooting for Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney to get Allen Robinson for a long time, but also Darnell Mooney. But also Darnell Mooney
Right.
to get a quarterback.
Yeah. I just realized I need to check in on a friend of mine who is a Bears fan that I have not talked to since right before the draft, and I have no idea how he feels about Justin Fields outside of the fact that he is probably stoked and absolutely should be. So,
There was a video of throws of Darnell Mooney getting open. Oh, here it is. I'll show it here. I was looking for it. Here it is. It's Darnell Mooney getting open, and it's actually starting with the Jalen Ramsey. It's Darnell Mooney getting open, and then boom. Whoop.
are you showing the video of it?
Oh, did I? Was I not showing it? Was I not showing it?
No.
Okay, here we
Okay.
go.
I was wondering what's going on.
All right.
Actually starts with it. Oh, man. What a
And then
terrible,
overthrow.
Terrible throw.
And then boom, boop, 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 boop,
Oh,
boop. What was that throw even to?
man.
What was this throw doing? Look at it. Look at it.
Jeez.
And then whoop. Whoop. Oh my goodness.
Man, he should have ate in that Rams game.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Yeah.
should have ate in that Rams game. Got
Yeah.
Kyle Senra in the chat. Shout out Full Press Fantasy.
Packers fan, not excited about the Bears getting a quarterback, but I do have Fields in one of my contracts on salary fantasy football leagues, so I'll benefit from Fields' production. All right, this brings up a good point, Ross. I want to ask you. I want to know if I'm alone in this. I refuse in fantasy to have any Atlanta Falcons on my team. I don't care who it is.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
care
so
when. I
Kyle-
don't care when it is.
Okay, so Kyle is a Packers fan having a Bears player.
Having a Bears
on the
quarterback
team. Having a Bears
specifically.
quarterback at that.
Because I never want to be in a situation where for any point I'm rooting for a Falcons player to do well outside of some isolated incidents.
Sure. I can't say I agree. Like I've Calvin Ridley has been a go-to like target for me in every fantasy draft. Third, fourth round, particularly over the recent years. He's probably going to go much higher now, but Julio Jones has won me fantasy championships in the past. Like, I'm
all about winning, Dylan.
Yeah, I agree with Kyle. I'm all about that dub.
Listen, I'm sorry that I have morals and I stick to my guns.
I'm sorry I'm loyal.
Yeah. Listen.
All right.
And okay, I'll be honest. He felt long enough. I drafted Austin Hooper once.
Okay.
But in those 2 weeks where he played the Saints, I benched him. Because, like I said, Ross, there's never going to be a situation outside of like I said, isolated incidents. Like I wish Deion Jones well.
Sure.
I wish former LSU players well.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Dante Jackson, just because I'm so upset at how bad he was at LSU, and now he's playing for the Panthers. He's good.
You are like so anti Dante Jackson. It's hysterical.
Man, he's one of the only players outside of some quarterbacks that I can vividly remember being like, ugh. Anytime I saw him on the field, just because he was bad. I remember him being bad. And that's rare for me in LSU players because I am the biggest rose-colored glasses when I think about the LSU Tigers.
Sure.
Like I felt bad whenever I went to a game and Jarrett Lee would get booed by his own team.
Man.
During introductions, Ross, he would get booed during introductions. They'd be like, "Here's Brandon Harris and Jarrett Lee," and everyone would go boo. I'll never forget it. I was shooketh. But yeah. So I have some morals when it comes to fantasy sports. But that's just me though.
Nah, Kyle and I over here in the No Morals clan, like, nah, we're good. We're good. Like, if that player is gonna help win, like this year, like let me think. This year, what Atlanta? Oh, this year, if I get a shot in my fantasy draft at Kyle Pitts in like the second round, in the second go, yeah, I'm not drafting a tight end in the first round. That's stupid. But if I could get Kyle Pitts in the second rotation, absolutely yes, 1,000% yes, I will do that.
Deuce Wyndham replied, "Every tweet I do is worth a kilo."
He must have listened to tell me.
Yeah, I would assume so. Has anyone done a fantasy draft this year? Have you done a fantasy mock draft this year, Ron?
No.
Well, boy, do I have an idea for the second half of this show. But we might. I know nothing about fantasy. I'm not a fantasy guy. I used to listen to the ESPN fantasy football show with like Matt Berry, Field Yates, Stephania Bell, just because I love those three people. But I've never been a huge fantasy guy. I've won a couple leagues. I won a league one year with Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara.
Oh yeah, that's what I have in that wacky little Yahoo league that I have, that Dynasty league. I've got both of them, but I think I'm gonna. Well, let's talk about this because I've heard and I've gotten some good advice here recently about like rebuilding teams and things like that. So if you're in like the bottom three of your league, that it might be worth shipping off some names that you wouldn't normally think about trading. So actually, since Kyle's here, it'd be great to get a little bit of insight here. He's already been grinding. He's got one startup auction that he's done. He got Dalvin Cook in that one. He had 4 rookie drafts so far. So he's doing some dynasty leagues. And in dynasty league, you're going year to year with mostly the same team, with some changeover over time, as well as a rookie draft to add in rookies from the season. So with all of that, there are some players that are worth like potentially shipping out in order to kind of downgrade. Now, of course, over at Locked On, we have Locked On Dynasty Football. They do a great job. FPC here, Full Press Fantasy, Kyle, they do a great job. And so some of these players that like you might not want to ship off, you can actually trade to get like better production in the future as opposed to right now, because in Dynasty, you want to prolong your success as opposed to just have success this season.
I'm looking, how do I find my team in that league? Right now,
I think I would have to restart it.
Oh, okay.
Or not restart it, but like I got to bring it back, which I should probably do anyway. But I'm not gonna do that right now.
Yeah, not right now,
because that might take me a while because I never remember how to do it. But I will more than certainly figure it out. I'm not taking phone calls right now. I'm busy.
I'm busy.
But yeah, man, like it's a crazy, like it's an entirely different game when you're not doing a redraft league and you're not like redrafting every season and everything like that. Like it's pretty wild.
We need to get Kyle on for some fantasy talk.
Absolutely.
I'm down. Kyle, come on right now. No, soon come through with some fantasy talk because I want to learn more. I want to be a good fantasy football player.
Yeah.
Now I'm just recently I'm just really playing against my friends and that's fun. But I want to be in a league that really cares. I've never been in a league that like really, really cared about it.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned in my last league, someone meant to draft Alvin Kamara and misclicked and clicked Kamar Aiken instead.
Oh, hysterical.
We were like, why did you draft Kamar Aiken? But he typed in Kamar, and when clicking Alvin Kamara, he clicked Kamar Aiken. And Ross, I gotta say, as commissioner, I did not help him out.
You're like, nope, bed, sleep in it, bruh. That's your problem. That's your fault. You're so savage. You're savage.
Yeah, my team last year was pretty dope. I finished 8-5 though.
Mm-hmm.
Injuries.
I won in like the big time competitive IDP league that I'm in. I won that one. All the other ones were like with friends.
Kyle says CMC would be a guy that I would trade in a rebuild situation.
Yep. Yeah, because like if you have like that one, like if you have that one successful player, and then you need help in like 3, 4, 5 different spots on your roster, holding on to CMC does not really help you because he's not going to win you games by himself. He's a running back too, so short shelf life, injuries, all that stuff, and then you end up winning. And then if you end up winning, you're only going to win just enough to screw yourself out of good draft position.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to tank like ineffectively.
Ross, I want to ask you a question.
Shout out Marcus Mosher. What's up?
How far would you go against roasting another SB Nation account? As Canastri Chronicles, because Cat Scratch Reader's been staying in our mentions coming at us, and I've held back on this one particular tweet that I could have tweeted a bunch of times, but I didn't want to go too far against another SB Nation account.
Yeah, I don't.
So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah,
without any information. Cash Scratch Reader, if you want to come at us, give verified first. All right, give verified, then you can come in my mentions. All right.
Oh man,
it's at you, Cat Scratch Reader. Oh man, they say I don't even reply to them, man. I don't even reply to them.
Well, it just goes to show the bigger person in the situation.
It's neither of us. Falcoholic stays in too.
Falcoholic's funny though.
Yeah,
like they do a really good job. Can I give a quick shout out to Peter Bukowski for getting shouted out on the Pat McAfee show?
Verified Dylan. That is me from via the CSC account. I am not verified.
Dylan in the mentions coming through.
Oh, I do, Ross. I gotta be real. As soon as I get the blue check mark, I'm flexing on everybody. I'm joking. No, that's me via the CSC account. Ross is the verified one.
It is weird that like as an SB Nation site,
I don't know why they're not verified. I don't know why they're not verified. They got 14.5 thousand followers. They've been around for a long time. I don't know why they didn't get verified. But it is hilarious to me.
Yeah, because Bucks Nation is, Canal Street Chronicles is, and Falcoholics is too, right?
Yeah.
So it's really just Cat Scratch Fever in the NFC South.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
They'll get their verified tag, whatever. Christian McCaffrey plays half a season.
Yikes.
Speaking of trading him, I would trade him immediately. Him and Saquon. Trade them. Because they're never going to play a full season. I don't care what it is.
Saquon's a really interesting one. He's a really interesting one. Because I guess he gives you some production in the passing game. I'll let Kyle weigh in on Saquon Barkley and his production in the passing game. But all I'm saying is that like if you have a running back that has now a big time injury in lower body, big time lower body non-contract injury or soft tissue injury, and then is somebody that only really produces mostly on the ground, I'm not very into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor for either one of those. Like, if you could trade, like, CMC, let's say you trade Christian McCaffrey for Jonathan Taylor and, like, Henry Ruggs or something like that. Like, or Jerry Jeudy. Like, that's a pretty good deal. You're taking a step down, but you're adding an extra player over there.
Mm-hmm.
Kamara's one I agree with, especially if Taysom ends up being the quarterback in New Orleans. Like, if you're rebuilding. You're already at the bottom of your league. You're trying to just, like, stack up some stuff. Or you can get a rookie pick, too. That would be helpful if you're in a dynasty league.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. CMC, Barkley, or heck, even Dalvin or Kamara. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get JT/Swift/Akers for any of those guys I mentioned.
Yeah.
Hey, don't say that.
Dobbins would be a great one to walk away with in that situation.
There's a lot.
Can we talk about how good Cam Akers got throughout the season? Shout out Cam Akers, man.
I'm happy for him.
Me too.
I'm happy for him. So Ross, before we move on, before we go to the break, second half of the show, we're going to go over the NBA playoffs.
Yes. Yeah. Especially with the play-in tournament starting today.
The play-in tournament tonight.
LeBron.
But let's talk about something else, Ross. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about, before the break, let's talk about the WNBA.
The dub.
Sabrina Ionescu?
Oh, Sabrina Ionescu. The GOAT, though?
Sabrina Ionescu, the GOAT, though?
Yo, what a shot.
What a shot.
And then came through and then just had an incredible game week 2. Her and Didi Richards on the same team is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. And shout out to Didi Richards for coming in, second round pick, and just immediate impact right off the bat. Particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Like, what a great, man, the Liberty, the glow up happened real fast.
And you want to know a big reason for that, Ross, and I think is going to go down as the best move of the offseason?
What's that?
They picked up Benaja Laney.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something about Benaja Laney, Ross.
Tell me something about Benaja Laney.
She got a deadly mid-range. Deadly. Second in the league in scoring behind Stewie, of course. You can't fault anyone for being behind Stewie. Asia Wilson up there. I also want to shout out the WNBA app.
Yes, I saw your tweet about this.
Market your players, people. The WNBA, say what you want about it. They're growing like crazy. It's going to be the future. 25% from last season already, Ross. Viewership. They're growing. The game's only getting better. Keep in mind, people, it is the 25th year, but it is the 25th year anniversary, but it is only the 25th anniversary, Ross, of this league. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna expand. It's gonna get better. And I also want to shout out, I think 36 games is a perfect season.
I like it. I mean, obviously it helps that there's only 12 teams. I get that.
Yes.
But still, it's a great season.
You can watch a lot of basketball. But you can also still miss some because, there's like 36. You don't have to catch every game. Mm-hmm. But there's still a lot to watch.
Although the best way to catch every game, WNBA League Pass.
WNBA League Pass.
Definitely worth it. Keep in mind that the NBA, in its different variations, has been around for 74 years. Yes, WNBA playoffs were so great last year. I'm going to watch more this year. You're damn right.
Well, talk about the first game of this season being a classic.
Right off the bat.
Sabrina Ionescu, the passes she makes are insane.
That full court pass that came down underneath the basket in I think it was the second game. Mm-hmm. So good, man. She's so
good. Then tonight, and anybody, even if you haven't bought League Pass yet, you don't have an excuse. I mean, I guess you don't. If you don't have cable or something, I guess there's still an excuse. But who doesn't have at least ESPN Plus or something? ESPN 3 tonight and the Yes app, the Lynx and the Liberty at 6 p.m. Central. Phoenix, Washington at 7 p.m. on ESPN 2, and then another Las Vegas Seattle matchup at 9 p.m.
Man, rematch of the finals matchup from last year. We get two of these games in a row, so I'm excited.
Also, shout out to Skylar Diggins-Smith and Deanna Taurasi and Brianna Turner and Brittany Griner and Keener. What a Mercury team. I'm just so excited for this season. I'm all for it.
Yeah. And you know what we get more of tomorrow, right?
What's that?
We get more Chicago Sky versus Atlanta Dream tomorrow. And I'm excited about that matchup. I'm just loving seeing Candace Parker back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Well,
it's
you know what we
not
get
seeing her play in a Sparks jersey though.
You know what we get on Friday on Sunday, Ross, right? You know what we get. You know what we get
On Sunday.
At noon on ESPN. They're showing their best. Up and coming New York Liberty versus the Chicago Sky on ESPN at noon.
That's gonna be great.
Because I got to tell you, the New York Liberty are going to be fun to watch this season. The globe's here.
The globe is here. Globe is
and shout out
quick.
And shout out to Dallas. We only got to see the one game of them so far, right. But shout out to them. Looking great.
Man,
I'm getting spoiled as a Liberty fan because we got the most games played so far, but I'm not complaining.
The Wings really rained down though. 94-71 in their opening victory. And they weren't sure, like no one was sure what that team was going to be, what that team was going to look like, what they were going to do. No one was sure. And there they go.
And of course,
Charlie Collier is incredible.
Charlie Collier came in with the immediate
impact. Dominated.
Immediate impact versus the Sparks. 11 points, 10 rebounds. 11 and 10 in your Yeah. And a steal going plus 15. Incredible. And yeah, Ionescu didn't have as big of a second game. But
but the highlights were still there. The highlights just came through the passing game this time around. Wasn't like a big scoring game for her. Wasn't like a big what do you call it? Like highlight game or anything like that, but like the highlights came through in the ball movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, was so mad when we got rid of Sky, man. Yeah. Listen, I'm just happy that this league's thriving.
Me too. Much deserved. Much deserved. And speaking of women in sports, before we go to the break, shout out to Kelly Klein, becoming the highest ranking female executive in the NFL, heading over to be football operations with the Denver Broncos, leaving from the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings immediately promoting 3 women within their scouting staff as well, which is super dope. So along with that, and then we just had 2 women over in strength and conditioning coach, assistant defensive line coach, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, won a Super Bowl ring. Like, yeah, all right, we're grinding now. And Luke Braun and I talked about it on today's episode of Locked On NFL. Like, it has been awesome to see like it become less of a story when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, progress is measured by the sort of, I would always say that like progress can be measured by the absence of surprise, and there's no longer surprise, or there's getting to be less and less surprise here in the NFL. Still a ton of work to be done, still things that can be absolutely done better, including the treatment of these women in their positions, but it's been an incredible piece of progress to watch so far, the little bit that we've seen. Go Broncos now. If only they had a quarterback. They should just trade for Aaron Rodgers.
Are they not going to?
Kyle's going to hate me for that. He's going to hate me for that. All right, let's jump over to a break over on the audio side. We're going to hang out here for about 3 minutes over on the video side. We'll be back in just a moment to talk NBA play-in and playoffs as we continue on with today's episode of Dylan and Ross Sports Full Press coverage for Press Radio Network.
Mm-hmm. I have another performance of the day, Ross, and it's sending. I had to save it for the break because it has 1 or 2 mature words. But
thank you, Kyle.
Let's see. But I wanted to share it just because it was the funny. I think it's the funniest TikTok I've seen in forever.
I love a TikTok. Is it going to be as compelling as that last TikTok you shared was?
Not the same, I would say, but close to it. Let me see. Let's see. Where is this going? What's happening?
Great point, Kyle.
What did Kyle say?
he was saying that the Packers, basically I made the joke about Denver trading for Aaron Rodgers, and he said they should definitely go after Rodgers. And then he said the Packers should just say no. If Denver wanted Rodgers, they had to not let Fields join the NFC North. That's what I'm saying. I'm ready for this TikTok.
Wait, it's all right. I just send it somewhere else.
No, you're good.
It's Twitter's annoying. Let's see. This is why we do it on break, because you don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Take a break. What are you gonna do tonight, Ross?
We have the Who Dat Confessional live stream this evening, and then I need to do my show. I have a rehearsal. You know, the usual. Keep it busy.
All right. Let's see. Share audio. It is. This is kind of captivating, but for a different reason.
Disclaimer: I'm about to curse and stuff, but yeah. But I just recently found out it was 50 states. I thought it was like 20 of them bitches. And I'm about to look the rest of this shit up, cause like when I just seen some of them, these states sound so ass. I'm finna look. Hold on, map of the world. Shit. And shit. Yeah. But like, no disrespect, they gotta be the assiest section of the world. Nigga, out of Wyoming, Montana, bruh, and Utah, that shit, you know, I knew that, but that shit, color, that, I can't be the only one, cause like, I thought Alaska was a fucking country, and I thought Hawaii was an island. Man, it's a state called Maine. Ass. Then you got the Dakotas. Like, who the fuck want to say, hey, I'm from South Dakota? And Wisconsin, that shit add too. What the hell? Wisconsin.
Hey, don't come at Wisconsin. All right. Dang, that's wild that people. I mean, look, you never know. Great character.
No, it was a joke. It was a joke. TikTok.
Oh yeah, exactly. Great character.
Yeah.
Great character. But don't come at Wisconsin. Wisconsin is dope. Milwaukee in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But you only know about Utah because of the Jazz.
Oh man.
Back there. Radio Network, rolling right along with today's episode. Dylan and Ross Save Sports. Dylan, we're going to talk a little NBA playoffs and play action.
Are we?
Talk about Canada. I don't know. That's what you said you want to talk about the second half of the episode.
Oh, sorry. We're breaking up.
Gotcha.
All right. We're back. We back.
All right. Here we go.
All right, Ross. So I haven't been able to find a bracket that'll let us fill it out completely, but we'll just get this bracket in front of us and do what we did last year, Ross. You remember what we did last year?
Nope.
All right. What we did last year, we looked through the playoffs before the playoffs started. We did this because this is officially our second NBA playoffs.
Wow, look at us go.
What we did last year before the playoffs started, we went through and then picked every game.
That's right.
So we could look at how stupid we were.
We did it by series and everything like that. Yeah.
So we can go through and talk about first off these play-in games and then what we think is going to happen in the playoffs, because there's a lot looking at this first round. There's a lot of like matchups. I really don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think. Yeah, no. This just brings me to a different page. So you can have my cookies. I don't care. Here we go. All right. So again, it wasn't showing on the screen. That's annoying. But here we have the playoff bracket, Ross.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a fun one. This is a fun year, I think.
I'm really down.
Kyle, go Raptors. Go. Yeah. Yes. The Raptors can't wait for their playoff series this year. You know what I mean? Here you go. Let's start with the play-in tournament. Let's start off with the games tonight, Ross. Indiana and Charlotte, the 9 versus the 10 seed. Mm-hmm. And first off, let's go over what the play-in tournament is going to look like for people that don't know. So the 7-8 seed are going to play and the winner of this game is the 7 seed.
Yes.
All right. So Boston, Washington. The winner of this game is the 7 seed. The loser goes into the next game going against the winner of this game. The loser of the 9 and 10 game is out.
Mm-hmm.
And the winner goes and plays the loser of the 7-8 game, and then the winner of that game is then the 8 seed.
Got it. So basically, if you're the lower seed, 9 or 10, you got to win 2 games in order to get into the 8 seed.
And if you're 7 or 8
seed, 7 or 8, you win
have
1 game, you go to the 7th seed, or if you lose, you can still get to the 8th seed.
Yeah, you get 2 chances if you're the 7 or 8 seed. How do you feel about how this is set up?
I love it.
You don't think it's unfair to the 7 or 8 seeds?
No. Why? All you have to do is win a game, and then you go to the 7th seed if you're the 7th or 8th seed. Shut up. Stop complaining. Like, you have the best possible situation out of this. But I get the idea, right? Like, oh, they're already the 7th or 8th seed. Like, they should have just gone. No, this is more intriguing. This is way more interesting to me.
Because
this increases an audience.
Because on the last day of the game, the last day of games, the 7, 8, and 9 seed in the East were all tied. They had the same exact record.
Right.
So why is it fair that it's only a 1 game difference?
Right. Who cares?
Washington,
go out there and win.
Yeah. I'm excited. Washington, Indiana, they're still tied.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Washington, Indiana are still tied, and then Memphis has 1 fewer win but 1 more loss, so they're right below Golden State.
Yeah,
and like this is all close enough. Like I'm all about this.
Yeah,
like don't lose to a team you're better than.
Don't lose to the Spurs, Memphis. That's all I gotta say.
Right. Same to you, Los Angeles.
And Indiana, Charlotte's the first game tonight, and I will say Indiana. Unluckily for them, Caris LeVert is out due to health and safety protocol. So they're going to be without Caris LeVert in their play-in game versus the Charlotte Hornets. Who do you have winning this one?
Even with Caris LeVert, I had the Charlotte Hornets winning and advancing.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I have Charlotte Hornets winning. Boston, Washington. Who you got in this one, Ross?
I've got Washington winning. They're hot.
So do I. We're on the same team. High five, Ross.
High five.
Boom. No. Oh.
It's one of my favorite jokes. I love that joke so much. It's good physical comedy. It's not great for audio listeners. They have no idea what I did.
Ross hit his. Ross did nothing.
I did nothing. And now nada. All right. Washington advances as a 7th seed. And then we have Boston going up against Charlotte to get the 8th seed.
And so we have Washington being the 7th seed. Yeah, Boston. Yeah. I have Boston winning that, becoming the 8th seed.
Me too, probably. Although I'd love to see Charlotte do it. I want a 10th seed in the playoffs so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I want a 10th seed in the playoffs. And it feels more likely in the East than it does in the West.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, probably Boston. So there you go. Guess what? The 7th and 8th seeds still go to the playoffs. It's just that they switch. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. And then actually, wait. Did I see? Playoff bracket challenge. Can we do this?
Oh,
got it. Look at
winning?
us.
We are winning.
Okay. All right. So now we can go and do the actual bracket itself. Let's see.
Except you can't pick the play-ins for some reason?
Yeah. So we'll just have to say who we think.
All right, dope.
Nope, still the wrong one. Playoff bracket. No, what are you doing? I hate this. This is getting annoying. Here we go. Got it. All right. So then we have the. Actually, I need to go back to the. I forgot because we can't pick them on this one, so I do need to go back to the other one. This is a mess. Yeah, we can't pick this one, so we need to talk about it through this screen. The West plan.
We have to do the West.
Yeah, the West plan. Right. All right, you got one in the West plan.
All right, so for the 7th and 8th seed, I think the Lakers win.
I have Steph Curry going off. Mark my words, Steph Curry tomorrow night going to drop 45 and beat the Lakers.
You know what? I'm going to roll with you.
Boom.
I'm going to roll with you. Golden State advances. They take the 7th seed.
And then 9 and 10 battle, Memphis, San Antonio. I got Memphis.
Memphis, yeah.
And then so it's Memphis versus Los Angeles. Los Angeles.
Yes, I think LA gets in no matter what, but I think they take the harder road to get there, which then puts them up against Utah in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. I got and in an awkward year for Utah, honestly, because right? Because then they have to face the Lakers as an 8 seed, and that's not ideal.
Not ideal, but you know what? I'll still take Utah.
I'll
still take Utah.
Well, so I gotta be real. I'm already tired of Lakers fans on Twitter talking about this.
Complaining that they're in the playoff, that they're in the play-in.
No, they're like, oh man, you're having fun with the play-in now, but wait until the Lakers win the championship as a 7th seed. And all I gotta say is, good one. Cool. Yeah. All right, where do you want to start with this one?
Let's start in the West. Let's start in the West.
Start in the West. Start with the 1 seed. Utah Jazz versus the Los Angeles Lakers. I think we both have the Jazz winning this one.
Yeah, I'm going Utah in 6.
Utah in 6 versus the Clippers. And then the next is Clippers Mavericks. I have the Clippers.
I'm going Clippers in.
I have it in 5.
I was thinking 5 too. Okay, that makes me feel better. Yep, I got Clippers in 5.
Nuggets versus Blazers.
I think I'm gonna take. I kind of want to take the upset with the Blazers on this one.
Do you?
I kind of do. I know
Blazers
it's not the right
7?
choice. I know it's not the right choice.
Dame Dalla in the playoffs versus the MVP. You going Dame time?
I'm going Dame time. Let's go Dame time. Let's do it in 7.
Dame time in 7. Suns versus Warriors. Suns. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I might say Suns in 4 or 5.
Let's do Suns in 4. I'm all
for it. Let's go Suns in 4. Let's get a sweep. We don't have a sweep yet. Suns in 4.
All right. Sixers versus what would be the Hornets?
Yes.
No, Celtics.
No, Celtics. Yeah, I'm taking the Sixers in 5.
Yeah, easy. Actually, I think for this one we should go. It's going to be it's a rivalry. No matter if 1 and 8 seed, it's going to be a rivalry. It's going to be a tough fought game, I think.
That's fair. Shout out Kyle. Blazers won the same series 2 years ago.
At least they have a legit point guard. Mm-hmm. Well, it don't matter if you have a legit point guard if if the guy playing point for you is the MVP and leading the league in assists. So it doesn't matter what position he's playing. He's still good. Knicks versus Hawks.
Can we just take a pause to appreciate this for a moment?
A Knicks Hawks.
What you just said, the Knicks versus the Hawks?
As a 4 seed versus 5 seed, too.
Right. Like firmly implanted in the playoff race. No play-in, no 6th seed, no 7th, 8th seed, nothing like that. 4th, 5th seed, respectable playoff positions for both the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks. This is dope.
I'm happy. This is a good day.
Yep.
And I got to tell you, I'm going Knicks in 6.
That's exactly what I had highlighted on my side as well. Knicks in 6. Let's get it.
All right. And Bucks versus Heat. I want to be real with you, Ross, real quick. I'm gonna take this. I like to do this every now and then. I'm taking the screen off. Take it. Let's go big screen. If the Miami Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks in this playoff series, I'm gonna act a fool. I'm gonna be reckless on Twitter, making fun of Giannis. It's gonna be reckless. Go Jimmy Butler. Go Heat. Go Heat. That's all I gotta say. That's it. All right. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
All right. So you're gonna pick them? Are you taking them?
No.
In preparation of being reckless. In preparation of being reckless.
I really don't hate it. I don't hate it. Do I think it's gonna happen? Also, real quick, because this made me think. Shout out to the Clippers for doing a great tank job to avoid the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs.
Great job.
That's all I gotta say. Great job for them. Now, if they lose to the Mavericks because they tanked to play someone else other than the Lakers, I'm gonna laugh.
So you're going Milwaukee. You want to go Milwaukee in 5 or 6 or 7?
Oh man, do I want to call my shot?
Call your shot. That's what I want to do. I want to take Miami.
Let's take Miami.
I want to ride the bubble hype of Miami all the way through.
Miami versus 7. Tyler Hero coming back.
Let's go.
Let's go. Miami is 7. Miami is sold. Nets in 4. I don't care. I'm sorry, Washington. Nets in 4. Nets in 4.
I gotta agree.
All right, let's move on to the second round. Jazz versus Clips.
I'm taking the Jazz, man.
I'm taking the Jazz. Jazz in 6.
Love it.
Suns versus Blazers.
Pahonix in 5.
Pahonix in 5. All right. 76ers versus Knicks. I want
to take the Knicks.
You know, Ross, let's ride it. Let's
do it. Let's go.
Let's ride it.
Knicks in what? 6?
Knicks in 6, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Knicks in 6.
That's gonna be my mantra this entire playoffs.
Knicks in 6. Heat versus Nets. Right, Nets in 4.
Nets in 4. we keep giving so much hype to these other teams, and the moment they run into the Nets, we're like, all right, Nets in 4. Let's just move on here.
Oh man.
Conference finals.
Jazz versus Suns. I'm going Suns here.
I'm going Suns
in 7.
I'm going Suns in 7. I'm all about it. That's gonna be a fantastic series if we get it.
And talk about fun. Talk about electric. The Knicks versus the Nets in New York.
The battle for New York in the conference finals.
New York in the conference finals, Ross. Nets
this has to happen. Knicks in 4. Right back at it. Nets in 4.
Oh, man.
Kyle with a shout out to the 76ers. Makes sense. 76ers losing in the second round per usual.
Nets in 4. I don't know. Actually, I don't think it'll be 4.
I think it'll be Nets in like 5 or 6, but I would love for this to go to 7.
I want to speak it into existence, a 7-game battle for New York.
I'm all about it.
I want to call it. I want it to happen. I want to bring it into existence. And then that leaves us with a Suns Nets NBA Finals. And I would love this, Ross.
Me too.
I would love this. I need James Harden or Chris Paul to win a ring this year.
I was about to say, you know what happens in this matchup? No matter what happens, Barefinger gets a ring. Barefinger gets a ring.
Legends Barefinger gets a ring, and it's all happiness.
And with that said, Nets in 4. No.
This is a tough one.
I would be happy with this series, period, for the finals. And I would be happy with whatever team won. But you know what? My pick is going to be Phoenix in 5.
Phoenix in 5. Is that your pick?
Phoenix in 6. Yeah, it's probably more likely. Phoenix in 6 is what I'm going to take. Because I want it for Chris Paul more than I want it for James Harden. I'm sorry, buddy. But I want it for Chris Paul more than I want it for James Harden. James Harden's got more time. Chris Paul's career is coming to a close. Sunset's coming. Twilight is here. So I'm trying to get Chris Paul a ring.
Do you want to have the Suns be the official team of the Dylan and Ross Save Sports NBA postseason?
If you're okay with that, but I understand if it should be the Brooklyn Nets. I understand.
Listen, this is a win-win for me. I love Chris Paul, and I want him to get a ring. This Nets team is not a complete failure if they get to the finals and lose in
Not
6.
at all. Yeah, not at all.
They'll have a full year together, and I feel like this would be a Miami Heat situation where it takes a little bit to get used to. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose earlier in the playoffs.
Honestly,
but next year, I think next year is the year that they win.
Yeah,
and just absolutely dominate.
Right,
but shout out to Steve Nash.
Shout out to Steve Nash, man. Like, how cool would this be for Steve Nash too? His former team and the team he's currently coaching playing in the finals. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty dope. Here's the other thing that I'll say too, just real quick. When it comes down to this matchup, when we were talking about the bubble, we were talking about the playoffs last year. We were super high on the Phoenix Suns as being like this team that came through and was like going to do something because they had the qualifying games before and they went 8-0 during that time. And we were like, watch out for them next year. This is us making good on that promise. This is us making good on that promise.
Man. Yeah, no, I'm all for it. Could Dame lead the Blazers to the finals? I think there's a chance. I think there's no limit to what Dame can do.
Never counting Dame out. Never. Not doing it.
Well, Ross, you might not like Dame anymore. He has a snippet on J. Cole's album.
Hey, get your money, Dame. Get your money. You don't have to respect people to take their money.
Oh my goodness. You're too much. You're too much, man.
Oh man. I talk big about J. Cole, but like if he were to hit me up one day and be like, hey, I heard you talking trash about my album, I'd be like, yeah, I was.
Yeah. I got it. Okay. How did we not talk about the best tweet to ever come out? I cannot believe we didn't talk about this tweet. From Kendrick Perkins.
Oh. Yes, please.
So J. Cole. All right, Peter, say what you want about J. Cole's pro NBA basketball debut. The man's 36, making his pro debut. 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
What a phenomenal game.
Listen, for a 36-year-old making his pro athlete debut, it really was, Go out there and put some stats on the board. But the funniest part was Kendrick Perkins. Those big perk numbers I see at J. Cole.
That's dope.
It's so funny to me. I love that. Kendrick Perkins hilarious.
That's dope. If you can't laugh at yourself, right?
Yeah. So the official NBA playoffs prediction of Dylan and Ross Sports is that the Phoenix Suns are going to win in 6. How do you feel?
Never been happier. Never been more pleased in this moment.
Is that so?
Yep.
All right.
Ain't never been happier.
I would love for it to happen. Get you a ring.
Get you a ring, Chris Paul.
That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about it. Is the day that Chris Paul gets a ring, the world will be a better place.
Word.
You got anything else to add today, Ross?
Nah, man. I think we have had a fantastic episode here. I feel like we have saved sports. How about you?
You know what? I feel it too.
I think we did it. I think we did it.
We did it.
We'll try harder tomorrow, though, just to be safe. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, to talk a bit more about the NBA play-in. We'll get a little bit more clarity. We'll have at least one 8 seed by tomorrow. Then we'll be getting ready for the next, and then the future games that are coming through from there for the 7th seed. So we got a ton more on the way here as we continue on with Dylan and Ross City Sports. Dylan, anything else for everybody?
One last before the NBA playoffs. Go Dodgers!
Let's
get it.
I love it. All right, y'all. We will be back tomorrow. Check it out. Kyle tells us right here. We saved a bunch of sports. We saved a little bit of foosball. say a little bit of WNBA, say a little bit of NBA. I think there was something else we talked about. I can't even remember. We were saving sports left and right. We'll be back to do it again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Al. Thank you, everybody that came through and contributed to today's episode. We love when we have folks here in the chat. So thank you very much for that. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back. Dylan Ross, Say Sports, Full Press coverage, Full Press Radio Network.
I'd like to sit up there and say something that I've never said about an NFL team before. I mean, Atlanta Falcons might be the dumbest team that I've